Hello, everybody. I'm going to be reading out of Slacker, chapter 26, Freeland McBean. The scoreboard painted the whole picture, and it wasn't pretty. We were down 31-26 to New Albany with only 12 seconds still on the clock. Coach and Mr. Fanshaw had been as good as their word getting me reinstated to the Seahawks in time for the postseason. But that would all be for nothing if we lost today. If we couldn't beat New Albany, we would drop out of the last playoff spot. What was the point of having the string back if there were no games left for me to star in? On the sidelines, the guys looked terrified. I was the most terrified. One play left, 46 yards between us and the end zone. Even the cheerleaders knew that the ball would be going to the string. The other team knew it also, so I was going to be quadruple covered, mugged, and run over by the New Albany bus. Believe it or not, there were some miracles even I wasn't capable of. During our last time out, Coach's pep talk sounded more like the speech you would make right before you clean out your locker because the season just ended. He didn't think we could do this any more than we did. But then he said something none of us expected. I see you guys rolling your eyes when I talk about Sycamore pride, but I've got some news maybe you haven't heard yet. The Department of Transportation has set the date for the demolition of our exit ramp this Saturday, 8 a.m. A lot of people think it's going to be the beginning of the end of our way of life here in town. Well, we might not be able to stop the division of highways, but we can make a statement on this field today, right now. And that statement is that Sycamore is never out of it, so long as we believe in ourselves. Now, I wasn't usually big on motivational speeches. You didn't win football games with rah-rah. You won by having somebody awesome, like the string on your team, and maybe a halfway decent quarterback who could throw the ball in my general direction. But in this case, it really marked wonders for our players. The lights were coming on behind all those desperate eyes. Face guards turned up from the turf. There were 12 seconds left, not 0. And none of us was the string. Remember that part. As I lined up wide left, New Albany had a corner and a safety on me, but all the D-backs were looking my way. Whatever happened on this final play, I wouldn't be lonely. I was going to draw a crowd. Hike! Barked Ziggy, our quarterback. I took off down the sideline, and the crowd came with me. Corners, safeties, even a linebacker. I peeked over my shoulder and caught sight of the ball coming my way. Coach's freeway ramp speech must have really gotten to Ziggy, whose family ran the local Sunoco station. The pass was about as good as you were going to get from his arm. The New Albany guys matched me stride for stride, bumping me, grabbing at my jersey, trying to knock me out of bounds. They were bigger, stronger, taller, and had longer arms. Those poor guys, I thought to myself, they don't know they're outnumbered. There were 5 of them and only 1 of me. But I'm the string, and they're not. My cleats left the field, and I soared higher than I have ever soared before. And that was really saying something. The instant the ball touched my fingertips, I knew I had it. But the goal line was still 10 yards away, and we had no timeouts left. If I allowed myself to be tackled, the clock would run out. I schooled them all. Stiff-armed one, hurdled another, and beat the rest with sheer blazing speed. When I entered the end zone, I spiked the ball so hard that it left a crater in the ground. Nobody spiked harder than the string. The entire stadium bugged. Our fans stormed the field to celebrate the last-second come-from-behind victory. This may have been a crummy, disappointing, mediocre season with the string on academic probation, but now we were back and playoff bound. The guys lifted me up on their shoulders. Coach was right there with them, tears streaming down his cheeks, which were bright pink. The chant rang out, not just from our cheerleaders, but from hundreds of throats. String, 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 string. I drank it in. It was the greatest triumph of my life. At least, it should have been. And it was good, don't get me wrong. The string was born for moments like this, but it just wasn't that good. Something was missing, but what? What could be better than this? An amazing play only you could make? To score a winning touchdown with no time remaining and all the odds against you? And then it came to me. When the PAG was power washing the aluminum siding on the outside of the early childhood center 2 weeks ago, I noticed that the front gutters were clogged with leaves. So Xavier boosted me up and I cleared them out. Nobody cleared gutters like the string. Anyway, the very next night, we had this humongous rainstorm. The principal of the center said that if those gutters had backed up, it would have flooded out their front playroom, where they kept all the toys and the pillows and the blankets for nap time. And from then on, every time I passed that place and I saw kids playing in the front room, I'd smile to myself and think, that was us. This game of Candyland is courtesy of the PAG. This nap brought to you by the String and his fellow Paggers. We didn't save them from a burning building or protect them from a pack of attacking Yetis, but those kids' lives were a little bit better because of us. The chants of string, string, string went in one ear and out the other. I'd won the game, and that was great. We were in the playoffs. We might even win it all. But so what? The string used to be a part of something off the chain, something that wasn't even just numbers on a scoreboard. The PAG made a difference, and we just let it go like it was nothing. Guys, I shouted, put me down. The celebration was so loud and crazy they couldn't even hear me. I had to wiggle myself back to the field as if I was breaking tackles again. You're the man, String, cried Ziggy, hugging me. Of course I'm the man, I howled back. Now get out of my way. I got someplace I need to be. I charged around the stadium, staring into faces, desperate to find Cam Boxer. I accepted a lot of high fives, and everybody slapped at my helmet and my shoulder pads. Cam! I bellowed. Has anybody seen Cam? He's not here, came a voice behind me. I turned around and faced Chuck. His friend Pavel was with him. Great catch, String, Pavel told me. Never mind that. Where's Cam? They both looked completely blank. Where is he? I pressed. You guys are always together. Pavel shuffled uncomfortably. Well, we had a fight. He's kind of mad at us, especially me. We need him, I snapped. We got to get the PAG back together. We can't, Chuck said sadly. Dr. LaPierre killed the PAG, came straight from the top. You're right, I agreed. We can't. We're not the ones who created the PAG out of nothing and turned it into the best thing this school has ever had. We need Cam. If anybody can figure out a way to save the PAG, it's him. They looked at each other. Pavel heaved a sigh. String, what would you say if I told you that Cam doesn't even care about the PAG, that he's happy that it's over? Well, I'd say you're nuts. It's true, Chuck confirmed. It was never supposed to be anything. He only invented it to make his parents think that he was getting involved. It was just a hoax that got out of control, Pavel added. Now, the story that those guys told me was beyond unbelievable. Even if I'd paid attention through the whole thing. Sometimes a little ADD could be good for you, like when you played a sport where a split second was the difference between winning and losing. Or when you were being fed a load of garbage about burnt noodles and how the one guy you looked up to was a slacker who only wanted to dweeb out in front of video games. Or when you were told that the greatest thing that you'd ever been a part of was a scam. I felt like they'd punched me. Nobody punched the string. I scowled at them. Maybe I'm a dumb jock, but I know this. The PAG was epic and it only happened because of Cam. Some friends you turned out to be. We're not lying, Pavel pleaded. Get out of my stadium. Anybody who could stab Cam Boxer in the back didn't deserve to be on the same field as the string.